men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
I got sent an email from someone that is connected to one of us three. And this one of us three is Darren's wife. Yes.
My wife's been in touch.
Yes, your wife has emailed me. I believe you may be sleeping in separate rooms at the moment because she's not very happy with you. And I believe it might be because during the night, you sort of sound a bit like this.
Now, I didn't think the new Jurassic Park was out until next year. But what the sweet Jesus was that?
Just to picture the scene, I'm lying in bed with the wife. Hi, babe, you all right? Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's fine. Let me just take the mask off and we'll have a smooch.
Oh,
when we've all finished, instead of cuddling and going, love you too, we go, I'm going to turn over and mask up again.
Oh, you don't want it, do you?
The Three Media. Three Men and a Microphone podcast. So it's time for Damien's Bits.
So this is the bit in the podcast that we hand over to Damien for his bits. Have you got a juicy bit for us today, Damien?
I've got 2 bits today for you. Yeah, 2 bits. Now,
bits?
Are they dangling bits?
Do you know what? This is more of a wet bit
Ooh.
and a juicy bit.
Ooh.
I got dumped over a wet bit once.
Ooh.
Juicy and
Now-
wet.
This is interesting because, Darren, you're a man that...
Sorry.
perverts.
Sorry.
I'm staying in on the demo.
Darren, you're a man that likes a finger.
Fudge? What?
So, now, I saw this, and again, when I do these, you've corpse, haven't you? You've gone.
He's not going to do this.
I don't know which one he's gone, a finger or the other one.
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. On the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
Going on. Oh, actually, I did that.
I mean, really?
Hang on. Wait for it.
You didn't get this?
One sort of once a week.
Ah!
Comes along on this station.
Who spoke? Who spoke? Darren?
No, it wasn't me.
It was you, right.
Yeah.
Quiet.
I'd beat him if I were you.
A bit of phlegm.
Jesus Christ. I haven't even done the tray. Right.
Right, F-bomb.
This is 3 Men and a Microphone on the As Yet Unnamed podcast.
So we just saw a bear through a little hole in the fake cave that they made.
A little what? Sorry.
He was looking through the mirror.
No. Let's go back. A little what?
A little bear.
No. Before
No.
the bear, you said the bear, but before the bear, you said what? What was that word?
What's wrong?
What was the word? Say the word.
Oh.
A roll? Toll?
Oh, God.
Where did you get it from?
A little hole.
Three men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
Evening, everybody. happy Thursday evening to you. Happy Easter Eve. Apparently that's a thing now. Welcome along to the Three Men and a Microphone, the big show live with myself, Ian Barstow, Damien Lee and Darren Antrobus, brought to you from These Three Media. Hope you've been well over the last 7 days. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and wherever else you are seeing this live show. Hello, Damien.
You know what? You went a bit Steve Wright there, didn't you? You sort of went, oh, welcome to the big show. I either expected Steve Wright or, well, it's the big show. And Paul White and his sorry ass comes down.
I have to say, Steve Wright has the best jingles on radio.
He really does.
I am a jingle geek, but he does have the best radio jingles.
You've got to be careful because he'll be sending you a letter now that you've called this the big show. I mean, obviously he has the big show playing everywhere.
This is the big show live. So there's a marked difference.
Sure, there's another one somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Oh
fine.
my God, is his show not live?
Not all the time, no.
No, he
I
does
know.
do long bits of
Pre-recorded
segments, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
most of his little tidbit things that he does. I can't remember what he calls them now.
love him, to be
Factoids.
honest.
The factoids.
I do
They're
love him.
pre-recorded. The Sunday show's pre-recorded every week,
Yeah.
just to ruin the illusion.
And he still
Slick,
does
isn't
it
he?
as well, where he talks up to the news and you kind of imagine him going, ha, 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 yeah.
We all used to do it. You know you used to do that in the studios.
Yeah. We've got loads of love on one of these FaceTime parties, and there's like loads of hearts going off. I
Okay.
love that. Thank you to whoever that.
I see what you mean about the subtitles. It does it automatically on Facebook Live.
I know, yeah. So if I was to suddenly say, do you fancy a cheese toasty with maybe a bit of lemongrass and a little bit of a pub, what will it say?
A little bit of a what?
Pardon?
A little bit of a pub.
A pub?
Pube?
No, because that's rude. Because we wouldn't say that.
What did you
Because of
say
Ofcom.
then?
Because you know all about that, don't you, Darren?
Yes,
A little bit of a...
certain
Darren.
certain words we can't use. Darren. Hello, Darren. How are you?
Hi, how are you? You're right.
Yes, I'm good, thank
I'm in my pyjamas. I'm not even embarrassed about it.
Oh no, it said pub. It said pub. Didn't say pub. It said a little bit of a pub.
Cub, no. That's rude because we wouldn't say that because it goes very quick, doesn't it? How are you meant to keep up with that? Anyway, good evening to everybody that's listening and watching at the moment. If you are listening, drop us a message and let us know you are, and we will say hi during the show. And coming up today, we have got basically the normal show. We've got our Retro Hall of Fame from Mark Blythe, who is our next... well, this is when it gets confusing. When this goes out, he will be our next interviewee. Tomorrow's The Interviews is the internet sensations that are the Bold Builders.
So excited about that one.
It's going to
so
be
excited.
really good. Mr. Darren Antrobus spoke to the Bold Builders a couple of weeks ago, and that interview is going out tomorrow. So
I've seen a snippet. Looks very good.
if you
very good.
if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do so. Please go and subscribe. Shall I put the link? I'll put the link in the Facebook chat. And you can go and subscribe on there. And if you've missed, if you haven't listened to Michael Cashman's episode yet, please do, because it's very good.
And that is so good. So good, yeah. And thanks for joining us, because do you know what? It's gone a bit weird. I mean, we've not started the podcast properly yet.
Yeah, save the can you save any content for the live show, please?
You know what I'm just going to say about the weather?
Oh, up and
Not
down.
really, a bit up and down, yeah. It's like my trousers.
Well, you're the lucky boy.
It is very strange weather at the minute. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now
Today,
like I'm in the Antarctic.
Yeah, today it was freezing cold and high winds and not very nice at all.
Yeah, and Snow Monday, apparently.
No, we're not going to
like
have that. I don't
A bit
want
like Darren's personality this week.
Yeah,
No need for that. You on Facebook thought I was in a right
Right, let's save the content for the show. I've said this. We need save it for the show.
Well, we've got a fair few watchers, and
I won't
also
be here when we start the show.
yeah, let's start the show, shall we? Because it's already 8:05, and I've got a bat sack and crack at about 10:10.
Oh, is that a new film?
Sorry.
That's one of his.
No, it's
one of his
Cocoa
secret
Pops.
tapes. Yeah, one of his secret tapes. That is. Is that why you were asking for who can convert VHS to digital copies?
I don't think that's anything to do with it, really.
Okay, fair enough. Right then, here we go. This is episode number 47, released on Monday the 5th of April. Enjoy the show, say hi. We will say hi back to you as we go through. So, welcome along to Three Men and a Microphone. Oh, for heaven's sake. There we go.
I mean, if he's going to start the show, do you know what I mean?
Self-edited,
I
that's
don't know why I bother. Why do we even turn up to this shit? Oh, sugar. Sorry.
Can we start the show at 9 o'clock in future? Because I think we need to.
Unbelievable.
There's no watershed on online videos.
Okay.
You can get what you want anytime you want. Right, let's do this.
Seriously.
Three men and a microphone.
And now you just crashed the vocal, Damien.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Right.
Oh, he's gonna flog you
Cle-
with a shoehorn.
Clean edit.
Three men and a microphone. Like a breakfast show, but not at breakfast. And with no music. And it's a podcast. So nothing like a breakfast show, really.
These Three Media, Ian Barstow, Damien Lee, Darren Antrobus. Three Men and a Microphone podcast.
Hello, welcome along to Three Men and a Microphone from These Three Media, episode 47. Thanks so much for downloading this episode of the podcast. My name is Ian Barstow, joined as ever by Damien Lee and Darren Antrobus. Hope you are doing well. If you're listening to this on day of release, it is Easter Monday. Hope you've eaten your fair share of Easter eggs and you are feeling a little sick from all the extra chocolate you have managed to shove down your throat over the last weekend or so. And if you listen to this in the middle of summer because you've only just caught up, yeah, that was a while back, so thank you. The wonders of podcasts. Hello, Darren. How are you?
How are
Hi. Yes, I am fine, thank you. I am okay. And hello, Damien.
I'm just wondering, I mean, do you ever read a thesaurus? Because that's twice now. In the last week's show, there was a word that's never been known to the English language, which was known, which I still don't know what it was. And this week, you've gone for, I hope everyone's eaten their chocolates.
Did I say that? Eaten.
Known and eaten.
It's because he's got that North Staffordshire stroke Redditch stroke combination.
Because he's a thicko.
Being in where he is.
He's a thicko. I don't know what he was coming out with, but no one. It sounds like something from the Lord of the Rings. No one. Oh, no one. And what was it? Aiton. I've actually written it down. I can't.
How would you spell that, Damien?
I think it would be A-T. I've spelt it A-T-A-N. Aiton. Aiton.
When I was doing the title for last week's podcast, I was thinking, how do you spell Nowen? No when. Anyway, so yeah, okay. So
but I'm well, thank you.
Thank you. I hope you have eaten a lot of chocolate over the last few days.
Loads, to be honest, absolutely loads. The room actually looks like Cadbury's or Nestle or other chocolates are available because the children have got so many, and they never eat them. They're still here in February of the following year.
I'm quite proud of myself, to be honest, chaps, because I've been very good this year. I've only stolen my wife's and children's Easter eggs. I have not broken into next door neighbours' houses or the others in the street like last year. So I've done very well.
You have done very well, Darren.
See, I'm fine with Easter because I don't like chocolate, so I don't have Easter eggs.
I'm not a massive chocolate fan. I mean, if I could sit down and watch a film,
It's catching.
I would have a bowl of crisps. Now, can I just throw this out here? Doesn't it, when you have a bag of crisps, doesn't it taste better in a bowl? For some reason, they just taste a little bit better.
I can't eat crisps unless they're between two slices of bread and butter. The crisp butty is amazing.
A crisp butty is nice. Now, I've been ordered now that I am no longer allowed to eat crisps from the bag. I have to put them in a bowl because I make so much noise. Because you've got the rustling of the bag. I can demonstrate for you.
Go on then.
I happen to have a bag of crisps that I was eating in the office earlier. You know when you're going in and you go in.
Yeah.
Have you got any crisps near you, Damien? Have you got any? Because you're in your second studio, i.e., the kitchen. Aren't you?
No, there's none actually. None.
Have
There
you got
is,
any-
but I had 2 bags earlier.
Have you got any?
Not near me, no, unfortunately not.
Because I love crisps, but I have to eat them in secret.
Right.
Yeah. Would you like me to explain more?
Yes.
Well, please do. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, my wife has this annoyance and anger to anybody that crunches anything. If I'm a noisy eater, it doesn't matter. If I slap my lips or slurp my drinks, it doesn't matter. But anything that crunches, so if we have a takeaway, I can't have a poppadom or a prawn cracker. I can't eat any crisps. Anything that crunches or cracks when you eat it, she throttles me.
Blimey.
See, I hate noisy eaters. Chris, you can never eat quietly, but I hate noisy eaters now, and that goes back to the fact that I used to know somebody that was the worst eater in the world. Now, this was a big bloke. He was tall, and he was probably about as wide as he was tall. So he was that
Darren?
type of because Darren's short.
Sorry, no.
So no, it was a tall bloke, but he was a big bloke. But he used to eat, and it was pretty much sort of like.
Oh, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible.
Like that throughout the whole time he was eating.
So he enjoyed it after.
Oh, it's just
That'd be horrible.
worst.
It's a sign he's enjoying himself.
Oh.
No, it's
Was he
not.
an
It's
ex of yours?
rude. Was he what?
Was he an ex of yours?
No, no, he wasn't. It was. It's a long, complicated story. It's somebody we used to share a house with, and their brother. But yeah,
It was a like a shared affair. Like
Yes.
you were like in a.
yes.
in a
Well,
suite.
you know where I used to live. It was there. So when I used to
Right.
live in Kings Coton,
I do, and we'll
Yes.
be talking about that even more a bit later.
Yes, but anyway, so he was a really noisy eater, and it was just the worst. It was. You'd sit next to him, and it'd be like cutting the food noisily, and then he'd be going.
Yeah, we don't need more of that. No, horrible.
That sort of noise.
Almost like a really disgusting ASMR, that is.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It's just.
I've got a thank you.
Go on then.
Got to say thanks to our lovely listeners who made last week's episode one of the biggest to date, and we thank you. Not quite sure why last week's was so popular, but it seemed to be, and a lot of you downloaded it, and thank you very much. So keep it up.
Thank you. Yes, join us on our journey.
Yeah.
Join us on our journey as we conquer the world of podcasting.
I think we need to say, it was a good show last week, and a lot of people thought so. So
How many
thank
weeks to
you.
go until we've done 1 year? That's unbelievable, this.
Well,
It's getting really
you
close,
do
isn't
the
it?
maths, don't you? We're on episode 47.
47,
So
48,
what's that then?
49, 50, 51, 52. 6 weeks. 6
So
weeks.
6 weeks, and then
6
we'll have
weeks.
special.
Yeah, 6 weeks until we have our 1 year special.
Yay!
Yeah.
I've just got
And
to time that in
episode-
somehow, yes.
Our episode is going to be presented by Damien and Ian with the best bits, with special guest Darren. Who's
What? Where are you going with this?
I don't know, 2 men and a microphone.
Yeah,
We
Darren.
brought up earlier, and you got all pretty.
Yeah, and we need to speak to you, Darren. Actually,
We do
to be
need
fair,
to speak to you.
we do need
I'm-
to
I'm
speak to you.
I'm fed up.
I knew
with
this
it.
was going
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
So,
okay.
so we have a Facebook message group. There's just the three of us. That is quite an active group, to be honest.
It is.
It's
normally
fairly
for me.
banterish, yeah.
But normally for me, I send a lot of stuff over there. Like, this is what's coming
Yeah.
up. This is I've done this and this and this because I do all the work. So.
And I pay for most of it.
Well, yeah, you do. But anyway, we'll get back to that at some point. But yeah, so Darren, you've been a little bit odd this week in the chat.
Yeah.
You
Can I just delve into that a bit more? I'm quite often, because I appreciate what Ian does, and I'll often say, Ian, well done, mate. Good one, E. All of this. And there's a word that I like to use with my staff sometimes, or they say it about me, because they've heard me say it. They say, Damien, are you chopsy today? And I go, no, I'm not chopsy. I'm okay. Because
What
I
does
originally
chopsy
got this
mean?
word from a lady who used to teach me telemarketing, who first brought the word chopsy into play. And you've been bloody awful this week.
Okay,
It's
what
like,
does Chopsy... Hang on, stop a minute, Chopsy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
What does Chopsy mean?
Basically,
Like
that. Shut up, Darren. That's a chopsy, or have you done that yet?
Yeah.
Have you done
Yeah.
that? That's chopsy.
Yeah, or, well, do you know what I mean? I did the edit. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that video just the two of you, or oh, I'm sorry. 3 men and a microphone. Oh, does that mean there's 3 of us? Yes, Darren, you're the third one.
I'll read.
But what do you mean I'm the third one?
I'll read you this. I'll read you verbatim what's on the chat. So I sent quite a bit through today because I've had a day off. I've done a bit of work, and I went
a day off today.
Have you? Oh, well done.
Yeah.
And I went.
I've not, incidentally.
And I
That's
put
because we were together, okay? Because it's 2 men, friends, and the other one.
I put, thank you, Ian. That's quite all right. Sarky, as I am quite often. To which Darren says, and you'll get this later because this is regarding the Retro Hall of Fame, which is coming up later. And you'll get this. Are you both on the Retro? ? So I reply back, yes, only because I was there producing the interview, so you can intro the Retro. An InVision producer, from Darren. And then it goes, no, I wasn't in Vision for the interview, just the Retro. You okay, Darren? To which he goes, 3 men and a microphone, but sometimes 2 men when the 2 don't invite the third. And I'm like, whatever. And then later he says this. He goes, hang on, let me just find it. Bear with me. What's my script for later? Because I've asked him to introduce it. And I'm like, well, you're a seasoned broadcaster. Get on with it and go on the fly. I can't do that. So I then send him a nice little bit of a script.
Oh, no, sorry, that was a typo. I said I can do that.
Oh, no, well, you didn't.
No,
you said...
No.
Oh, right, no, okay, yeah, that's a typo, yeah.
Okay, and then I went, and then you went, no, don't worry. I will wing it. Don't give me a script. Been doing it too long. And I'm just like...
God.
Whatever.
Do you know what I did at the time? I had a sausage sandwich and I flicked the sausage out the sandwich in a rage. I thought, you arrogant. Oh, and then do you know what he does? He gets his little spade and he's digging that much on it. Later on in the message, he goes like something like, Ian says something about the script and he goes, well, I know my script anyway. Something really sarky. And I just thought... And then I've got to say, because the 3 of us genuinely, we do really get on, but it probably wasn't the most uncomfortable 10 minutes of a pre-show ever. I hated it. Ian was pretending he was doing stuff and was like,
"Oh, are you all that precious and that snowflake? He was I'm going to have to start putting LOLs at the end just so you know I'm giggling and laughing."
Do you know what I mean? We never know which Darren we're going to get. Some week we get all like, oh, I can't be bothered to come on here. Then you get, oh, I'm all hypo. And then sometimes you just get, yeah. I just don't know. All I want is Dazzler, the original man, the original Darren. And you know what? I think we've got him tonight. But if you were ever that facetious in a message,
I'm getting a bit bored with doing LOLs and all that kind of stuff, or kisses on the end of texts and all that kind of stuff. I'll just do my text and I'll send it. I'm not putting any emojis on anything anymore.
This is it, but not if you're a knobhead.
I do quite like the fact though that we do then just go to GIF insults.
Yeah,
and I do like searching for my favorite for a good GIF to go right. That's what I want to say. Add that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can I just mention one of the reasons that I've had a day off today?
You can do if it's important.
It is important, and it is very important, actually. So we are clearing out our garage, or garage.
Is it a single or a double?
It's a single, sweetie.
Oh, I've got a double garage, just sort of let you know.
All right.
Flash
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're having a clean out of the garage, and basically the garage has kind of been a bit of a dumping ground from my old house, where I had loads of stuff in the loft, like old school stuff and old school books and old love letters and things like that. Now, I reached a point, and I need your help on this, guys. When your wife is around you, and then all of a sudden she picks up a photo of you snogging your ex, and also a letter that goes, I love you more than anything. You were my one. Never leave me.
Oh, have you got this letter? Please read it.
Well, no, there was about 55 of them.
I'll read one of them.
Because bearing in mind, when we were younger, we didn't have mobiles. So you used to write letters to each other in the library and stuff like that and then pass them on. So I've got loads of them. And then I found my old school books and my old workings out. The teachers were harsh on me. Really, one of the comments was, well, you didn't try very hard here. Oh, you miserable git. You didn't try very hard here. Later on in the book is even more sarcastic. He turns around and says, I've given up now, Damien. Dot, dot, dot.
Oh, brilliant.
Which teacher? Was this at the Lees?
No, this was at middle school. This was at my middle school. So, anyway, the question I want to ask you before I come on to something else is, do you have any old schoolwork or school books back? Or did you have a moment in your life where you thought, you know what, I've got to get rid of all that stuff? Because I actually said to my wife, I need to keep it. And she said, you didn't even know it was there. And I went, yeah, but if it goes, I'll know that I had it. And she was like, but you don't need it. So if I had said, Damien, do you have a maths book from year 10? Would you say yes? And I would probably not. So why do you need it then? You know, so tell me, Ian, do you have old school books and old school work?
I don't think I do. I have school reports, and I have the NVQ leather-bounded folder that you never took to any job.
Still got that.
Do you remember that thing they said was the most important thing in the world for your job?
Was it a red national record of achievement?
Yeah, that's it. Did you ever take it to an interview?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mine was empty anyway.
Yeah. So yes, I don't have books. The only thing I think I've got is that my school reports and a school class photo with half of the names
all your
on there.
work went. And
I'm
what
pretty
if you
certain.
had the work? If you had textbooks, would you keep them?
Probably, depending on what they were. I probably would.
What if it was just maths? So if it was
No.
like 2 divided. No, I've got rid of them. But if it was like drawings and stuff, I've kept.
Yeah, if it was like from design and technology or art or something like that, I would probably keep them.
Darren?
If I would keep them if you've got like
Have
funny
you got
little
those?
jokes in there, messages in there, and doodles in there. I would keep them then. Going back to your love letters, by the way, I couldn't keep any of the photos or anything or any of the love letters I used to send or receive, only because it was always a messy, angry, fighty breakup. So used to get burned or thrown away.
Sorry, go on, Damien.
No. So have you got any books or any old schoolwork or anything like that?
I've got no whole old schoolwork, but what I do have is a lot of photos from when I was at school.
Yeah, so photos are right. You don't want to get rid of photos. So I and I'm glad you've said that because I had a feeling that old Protractor boy up there would have turned around and gone, yeah, I've got them all. I've got from 7PB and 5PB. And I'd have had a row with my wife then. I'd have said, well, I told you because Ian's got them still. And she'd have been like, oh, well, Ian this, Ian that. You see? But what I did find when I was cleaning out the garage, and I've got to say this is quite visual, so I apologise about this, but I am going to see what the reaction is, and then we're going to kind of go back and I'll explain it a little bit more. So if we just have a look at this.
I know exactly what that is. Oh my God, just pull it back a bit from the camera, Damien, because that's me. That is me. And that is at... Where is that?
That is, so we've got a photo of Ian looking rather slender. And I mean, look, at this point, he wasn't out, but my God, it's the gayest pose I've ever seen. It really is. He's auditioning for a teapot there. It's like, I'm not gay. Seriously, I'm not gay.
I'm not. I'm not. Where is that from? Is that the Washford Mill?
Is the Washford Mill.
I thought it was.
Wow.
So there he is. I mean, the thing that makes me laugh is, just to explain this, so we are in a pub, it was New Year's Eve, but Ian seems to be clinging on for dear life to a chair. Were you about to fall over?
No,
Why are you holding so...
Was that New Year? Was that Millennium Eve?
It was.
Do you know why I was doing that? Because I wasn't drinking and I was so goddamn bored and I hated that night. There's no offence to you. It was the worst night in the world. I felt so uncomfortable.
Even better than that anyway, because I was there for the very start of Ian's broadcast career, and I've actually got the very first application that Ian had.
That is never me. Oh my God, where did you get that from?
You look about 12.
Wow.
I've got to say, I probably would with you there. You were quite hunky there. Look how slender
Oh my
he
God,
was.
you've got to send that to me.
Is that an audition to be in 5 or something?
I mean, he's proper. Like, I would probably say he could be in Jarhead there. Look at him.
Oh, wow. That's when I was about 10 stone and 7% body fat. And I could actually... Oh, that's just a long time
so
ago.
you've got
What's the date on that, Damien?
You've got their... there's no date. But what you have
Excellent form.
is... you've got Barbara as a reference for you, bless her. And you've also got Karen Briony who was the owner of an old company. But also what was good to know, because we wanted to, look at this for the radio, is he's got 4 GCSEs. GCSEs. Here we go. 4 C's, 4 D's, and he's very posh because he does a D and a little apostrophe and then another S. And he's got a GMVQ, Business and Finance.
Level 3. Thank you.
So here we go again, just to show you. There he is, little jar ready.
Oh, you've got to take a photo.
Wow.
There you go.
You've got to take a photo of both of those, please, Damien, and put them.
I have got more as well of when we were in New York as well, so I'll send you some of those as well.
I have no photos for us in New
Yeah,
York.
I'll send you them. Don't you worry, pal.
yes,
They'll all
please.
be coming over to you.
I had
So
none.
there you go. Bit of memory lane there for you. So we went from this, matron, to working harder. So
I wasn't bad looking when I was younger. I've aged quite a lot.
On that photo, but we all have. I mean, since I've been married and had children, at 30, I was all right. Met my wife. Bloody hell, it's gone down.
Yeah, you know why that is, though, don't you? You know why that is, though, don't you? Complacency. That's what that is.
100%.
Yes,
Honestly,
it
it's
is,
like
yeah.
I said about my Winky Woo the other week. I took I was on my own in the office, and I thought, I want to see how big my belly is. So I took a photo of my belly sitting down, and then I took a belly picture of me from the side. Not only have I got the whitest, palest belly in the world, oh my God. You know when you leave your photos for a while and then you go back to your camera? Well, I looked at my camera and I literally said out loud, "What is that?" And it was my belly.
Did you look like a Buddha?
I don't know if I look. To be fair, maybe, but I mean, it was a big belly. Big belly.
Wow.
So there you go. So just one more time, we've got Campers Christmas, Ian, and then we've got Rocky Balboa, John Cena, Ian.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's when I was hench and used to do all the weights and stuff, and
Did you like that, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
I
like that.
didn't you?
Yeah, thank you. Trip down. You've got to send me those. Send me those 2 tonight, please, and then the other ones you can send. The New York stuff.
And I also found my hospital radio pass as well, which was amazing.
Oh yeah, that one radio station that you started off and never progressed from. Anyway,
It's always good to see that you're on national radio now. Sorry, you're not.
Meow.
It's probably funny that our podcast gets more reach than
Damien.
anyways.
Damien.
Sorry about that.
Should we do a clean cut there? I think
Yeah, we
so.
will.
Yeah, yes,
Thanks.
we will, yes.
All right then.
These Three Media. 3 Man and a Microphone podcast.
I'll take that bit out, Dan. Don't worry.
Right.
Darren's like that. You can see why I'm moody now. Do you wonder why I do those text messages to you? Who do you think you are with your curtains and you look like you've lost weight, you git?
Yeah. Anyway, who's going next?
Just before you carry on, I'll just say hello to the people on Facebook. Hello to Colin and Bryn. Hello to Dunk. Hello to Anthony. Hello to the regulars. And if you are on there and it's the first time you're watching, drop us a hello. And we will say hi as we break throughout the recording. If this is your first time watching, basically we are recording our podcast and we stream it live. So you see all the bits that don't make the edit, and all the bits that do, like that. I can't believe you've got those photos, Damien. Oh, I need to.
No, I'm taking one of them upstairs later.
Oh dear, please don't. Right, Darren, if you want to go next, we will clean. Wait. I need to do the clean edit, otherwise I don't know when you start and then we crash over each other and it doesn't work.
What was that? Okay.
What on earth was that? You sound like you've got gaggling gills behind you in another room.
Now,
they're normally a bit deeper if they're in Ian's room.
well, yeah, that's true. Now, what do you think? Thank you.
Ooh, I'm probably older.
I do tend to go for that, yeah.
I've noticed.
So, anyway, what do you think this is? I'll play that first one again. And then I'll play the second one.
That sounds like someone's feet being tickled.
It's basically, it's two women sat on, you know those vibrating plates you can get at the gym that you stand on and they vibrate and then you're meant to do exercise and it's better for you. That's what it does to your voice. There you go. Darren.
Right. I don't think I can follow that, to be honest. Lady sitting on vibrating things for a giggle. Right.
Just to let you know, coming up on Damien's Bits later, a mortified mum is left in stitches as her daughter unleashes her potty mouth. Also, a pastor farts on heads of worshippers. And also, finally, eagle-eyed viewers see a user on Google Maps doing a... That's later. Thank you.
Oh, come on, Damien's Bits. Darren.
Shall I try again?
Yeah, go on.
Go on!
Okay. Rocky Balboa. Sylvester Stallone.
Yes,
Have you heard about this?
I have. I've briefly heard this morning. Apparently, he's doing more Rocky films.
Yeah, no, not just more Rocky films. So we're not going to see Rocky as an old man in a wheelchair or a Zimmer frame or reminiscing about his days in the ring. We're going to see the prequels to Rocky, how Rocky became Rocky in the first place.
Right.
So a young Rocky coming through.
Is this going to be starring Sylvester Stallone as a young computer-generated Rocky?
No, they can't do that. Even computer-generated.
Well,
Stallone can't look that young anymore.
They did it on the on that Netflix gangster film from Martin Scorsese, where they made Robert De Niro look about 25.
Did they?
Yeah, they can do it. But yeah, so these are prequels. So this is
the story behind the hustler, the bloke who was a bit of a debt collector. If you remember the first Rocky film, how he became Rocky in the first place.
Yeah, I love them.
So this will be him leaving school or leaving whatever, or in the slums in Brooklyn, New York, coming through into, training as a boxer, doing something with his life, all that kind of stuff.
See, the first Rocky was very good. And it was Oscar winning. The second Rocky was okay. After that, they went a bit weird. The first Greed, which is sort of like a sequel thing. It started. Sylvester Stallone is in it and manages.
Can I just
another
stop
boxer.
you there? You've done it again, haven't you?
What?
No,
what?
And
what?
No, Greed.
Yeah,
Greed.
That's what it's called. Greed.
Creed.
Is it?
Creed.
I always thought it was Greed.
No,
Greed.
He's not hungry.
Oh, I always thought it was Greed. Anyway,
why do you bother?
Creed. The film Creed is basically Sylvester Stallone teaching someone else. So
it is.
Follow Creed's son.
Sequel to that, actually. Is that good?
I've not seen the sequel. I've not seen Creed 2.
But this sounds really exciting. But it's not the only film franchise that is going to be doing more of. Apparently, Jim Carrey has reported saying there's going to be an Ace Ventura: Pet Detective Part 3.
I've heard this, via...
Oh, look at him there, Mr. Stuck up with his films. I only watch people in fancy dresses.
I liked the first Ace Ventura.
And he was probably commented the other day when I put about coming to America too. Okay, I'll be honest. It wasn't great. But I wanted to give it a go. And I can imagine old Artie Farty up there. Oh, to be honest, it's not Lady Chatterley's Wawa. And, Darren, you're right.
Leaf.
I like a bit of cheese every now and then.
Yeah.
And, me and you, the Rocky films, and not only the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh, yes.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
I like cheesy films. I like a good...
You don't.
I do. I like a good romantic comedy, love story type film. I like those types of films.
You don't know, do you?
I
can
do.
imagine.
So do you like Jim Carrey?
I don't mind Jim Carrey in certain things. He was very good in The Truman Show. He was very good in Sunshine of a Spotless Mind or whatever it's called.
Artie.
Artie.
It's not.
Artie.
It's a really, really good film, though.
Artie.
He was good in the one where he tells the truth all the time.
Liar.
Yeah, he was
Okay,
good in
that's
that.
nice to
I like
Yeah.
that one.
So you don't like Jim Carrey being a proper nutcase then?
No, I just find him a little bit overbearing and annoying.
What's your favourite film, Ian?
Of all time?
Oh, here we go. It's going to
I
have
know what it
subtitles,
is.
isn't it?
Downton Abbey Christmas special from 2000.
I can't stand. I
100%.
can't stand Downton Abbey. I really don't like Downton Abbey. And my favourite film of all
Slumdog
time.
Millionaire.
No,
It's so good, and the story's amazing.
Slumdog Millionaire is a fantastic film.
It is a very good film.
Yeah,
actually.
so
It is a very good film.
I think one of my favourite films would be something like Beautiful Thing. Now, before you say anything, it's a gay film, and it was a gay film, it was a very well received gay film, and it's a really good film. But anyway, how did we get onto this? We're not here to do top fives.
No, we're not. You're the one that. No, sorry, it was Damien that asked you what was your favourite film of all time is.
Exactly.
Anyway, Darren, have you got some news, or is this just another?
Yeah, no, I was
part
just
of the
talking
show where
about
you
what
just
I've
break it out?
seen this week.
Do you know what song is that has had the longest ever run in the top 100 of the official charts?
Michael Jackson, Bad.
Darren? What song?
Right, say the question again, please.
What song has spent the most weeks in the UK top 100 for singles?
I want to say it's something like... It's an old school one, isn't it?
Yes, give me a name. I'm not giving you clues.
I did this years ago on the radio on a rather large network.
And any time today.
And it was something like...
A rather large network. Here he goes again. Seriously. Well, that was a lad.
Come on.
This is one of John Lennon Imagine or something.
No, you're wrong. So, the single that has spent the longest time in the top 100, having spent 260 weeks consecutively in the top 100, is from The Killers, and it is Mr. Brightside.
Really?
Wow.
It is. It's spent. It's been streamed. It gets streams 1.2 million times every single week. Has sold over 3.5 million copies, and it is 100 more than the number 2 song. So the number 2 song is Snow Patrol Chasing Cars.
Wow.
Ed Sheeran Perfect is number 3. Frank Sinatra My Way is number 4.
Oh.
And Kings of Leon's Sex on Fire, Damien's anthem, is number 5. So yeah, 260 weeks of being in the top 100 for Mr. Brightside from The Killers.
Blimey, there
That's
you go.
amazing.
I
thought
did
that
not
was
know
interesting.
that, to be honest.
Yeah,
No,
thought that was
thank you for that,
interesting.
Ian.
That's all right.
Impressed.
I'm full of useless information.
3 men close to a midlife crisis. 3 microphones, 1 Zoom call, all lead to this. On the 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
So welcome along to the live show. Hope you're enjoying it. So Dunk has asked a question and said, what do we see from our side of the camera? So what am I looking at? So a bit of a technical thing. I know I'll just move my camera very quickly. So that is what I see. So I see that screen there with Damien and Darren, and there's one of my lights for the studio. And then on my other screen, I see the streaming stuff. That's my jingle box. And then that computer down there is when I read your messages. So that's my setup, and I've got that little thing there as well. So that's what we see. Just thought I'd let you see that. As Dunk asked the question, I thought as we're on the live show,
I'd like to ask Damien the same question, but I'd rather you not, because privacy, and you're in your own living room, aren't you?
No, I'm not actually. I'm in Tenbury Towers.
Right, we are going to go for a quick advert break, and we will come right back with Damien's Bits. See you in just under 1 minute's time.
You know when you do your fall over sketches? Does that hurt?
Yeah, mate. Well, we had a bad one before. Brad was doing the bar scene and he broke his hip.
Broke a rib. About 4 ribs, didn't I?
Yeah, I've done an elbow.
Elbow, tendon.
Tongue bone.
Tongue bone you did, that hurt.
Yeah.
That was hurt. And then the earlobe. We broke an earlobe once. That really hurt.
We had it as well! We had it!
Tongue bone. I've been done by the Bull Builders. That's it. I'm done. I'm over. I don't believe it.
So, welcome back. Hello. I'm just going to point out something there. This won't make the edit, but Darren said to me, "Oh, don't call it adverts. I hate it when someone calls it adverts. Just say we'll be right back." Me.
He's being so prissy tonight, honestly. Getting right on my nerves.
It was an advert, you idiot.
I've got to say, that episode looks absolutely fantastic. And not just because it's from our production company. I can quite see it, actually, the new Jazzy Damien's Bits.
Yeah, the new Jazzy Damien Bits background with his nice little logo.
My own thing. Oh, fancy.
That's all right. Right.
I've never done that for Darren's Bits, but...
Well, Darren hasn't really got a feature, has he? Yes, the interviews with the Bold Builders is out tomorrow. So go and download it. Go and follow the podcast now. Search the interviews on your podcast app. Go and follow it. We've got lots and lots of really interesting and really good interviews coming up over the next sort of 5 or 6 weeks and then beyond as we record more. Right, it is time now for Damien's Bits. Are you ready, Damien?
I'm going to move slightly to the right because my screen's over here. Because normally I have it printed out, but I've not been in the office, so I've got my other screen.
Okay. Can you just move your camera around? Because I can just see a top of a picture at the top of your frame, Damien. If you just
sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Ever so slightly.
There we go.
There we go.
Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Marvellous. Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, clean edit.
Yes, clean edit. Let's do this. Damien's Bits. Hang on. Jingle.
Damien loves his bits. He loves showing off his bits. He loves talking about his bits. So it's time for Damien's Bits.
Welcome to Damien's Bits from Three Men and a Microphone. This is a bit of the show where Damien tries to find his bits under his big belly and then shows them to the world. Damien, over to you.
So every week, mentioned this last week, we started off with Damien's Bits and it was a bit risky. Then it went a little bit lovey-dovey and our senior producer, Colin, he had his little say, didn't he? All right, it's gone very American. All right, Col. So we changed that. And now it's gone back to the filth and debauchery that it was. So today's item, and I never tell the guys what's coming up on this because we like the reaction. So a mortified mom was left in stitches at her daughter's potty mouth after her brutally honest request. Darren, obviously being a father as well, you may know where this is going to go. Now, children sometimes, they can be charming, they can be funny, they can be joyful and make us laugh out loud. They can also be pretty disgusting. Just ask any parent like us and leave many of us in stitches with their forthright nature. Now, one mum left people in stitches recently after sharing a hilarious moment with her daughter who was in the bathroom alone. Do we know where this is going at all, guys, yet?
No.
No? Okay. Undeterred by societal norms, she let her mum know exactly what she wanted and why. The mum, Jacqueline Schultz, who runs a review YouTube channel, shared the admittedly quite funny exchange on TikTok. And the video of the exchange with Jacqueline, captioned "Parenting in a Nutshell," has been viewed more than 3 million times, nearly as many people who downloaded last week's episode. So,
you wish.
In it, her child can be heard shouting, "I need a freaking toilet paper to wipe my ass!" As Jacqueline breaks down in hysterics, her child helpfully clarifies, "My butthole!" Undeterred, the toddler continues...
Did you have to be there, Darren, do you reckon?
Oh, I found the freaking toilet paper! Oh, I'm sorry, Mr.
Did you have to be there?
I've got a goat instead of a child. Whatever, all right? Anyway, the video wrapped up more than 500,000 likes and thousands of comments on TikTok. One woman commented, "I know we should laugh, but how can you not?" Well, he isn't, is he? Old pathetic arty-farty presenter up there. Another one said, Laugh my arse off. I couldn't even get mad. This is hilarious. Brutally honest. A third commented, that kid is going to have some very interesting conversations when it happens at school. Another one joked, she's going to get a detention at school for going to the bathroom. Meanwhile, one mum's knack for photography went viral on social media. Laura first captured her daughter back 2 years ago when she couldn't speak. So there you go. That was the first entry into Damien's bits. You didn't like that one, did you, Ian?
It wasn't. I'm not sure if it's the delivery or the story itself.
Well, I don't know how you wanted me to deliver that. She needed some toilet roll for a bot.
Yeah, and she was doing it in a very American style, freaking way.
Yeah.
Move on.
Darren found it hilarious.
Yeah, you gotta have kids to understand that. Damien, well done on that one, mate.
Thank you,
From one
mate.
dad
Yeah.
to another. Fantastic.
True. Can you just fill for me for a second because my computer's crashed?
Yeah, of course we
Just
can.
fill for me for a minute. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Cheers.
of course we can. I just
Thanks,
realised
guys.
that top is too tight for Damien. He's got his man boobs, shy boob on show.
I have actually.
Move camera.
Oh, dearie me.
You got very red now.
Keep filling, guys, or me, please.
I feel like I'm going to get a kick in later after we stop recording. Do you?
Maybe, yeah.
Did you hear that? By the way, I'm fighting a cold again.
Dunk says, "I'm lost. What's the story?" Instant criticism. Is it still crashed, Damien?
I'm not talking to you at the moment, and quite frankly, Duncan, you're blocked.
Excellent.
It's only.
It was a story about a woman. It wasn't a woman; it was a child who basically shouted downstairs to her mum that she ran out of toilet roll. That was it.
Why is that
was
funny,
the funny
though?
side of it. What do you mean? Why do you like a protractor, you prat?
I don't like a protractor.
What is it then?
It's just styrograph.
Spirograph,
even. Right, come on, Damien. I'm watching. Are we done? Are you ready?
It's crashed.
It's crashed completely.
No, we're going to get there. Don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, have you ever done radio, for God's sake, man? Fill it.
Come on, Ian, Phil, come on.
Phil Dent? No. Anyway, sorry.
Lord.
That's a very much an in-joke, and I apologise for doing that. You shouldn't do
Deary me.
in-jokes.
That's not going to go in.
that definitely won't go in. None of this will go in at this rate.
Anyway, right, the next story is, so, a pasta. Do we know what a pasta is? A pastor?
Well, I thought when you gave the preview, you were talking about a piece of pasta, as in something you eat.
No.
You're talking about a religious pasta.
I am, yeah. So, basically, he says that he farts on the heads of worshippers to demonstrate God's power. Now, the pastor, Penelope, has fired back at criticism of his unusual practice after photos of him sitting on the faces of devotees and stuff.
No. Just no. Just no. So that you're telling me this story is a pastor, as in a religious person, sitting on the face of his congregation and farting on them.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
What, to demolish the demons or something?
No, well, I mean, before I was really interrupted. So basically, he demonstrates God's power, okay? Pastor Christopher Penelope of the Sevenfold
Pillock.
Holy Spirit Ministries. Pardon?
Pillock.
Thank you. He he basically breaks wind on his church members to supposedly help them become wealthy.
No, he doesn't.
Does it work?
Some devotees are said to wait months to experience the so-called sacred blow-off and hopefully turn their fortunes round. Images of the pastor's practice were widely shared on the internet, with photos showing him sitting on devotees' heads, leading to backlash.
I'm not surprised.
However, Pastor Penelope, who previously hit the headlines for using condom oil to anoint his congregation, said the...
Oh no, I'm sorry. No. That man needs to stop doing whatever he's doing and then be fired by the church. They've had enough problems.
Said the act of breaking wind on others started with Jesus Christ. He told the magazine Drum, we've all seen that magazine, haven't we? It started with Master Jesus when he stepped on Peter. It is the demonstration of God's power. Just like God made Adam go into a deep sleep, it's a similar thing. God did anything with his body of Adam. While he was on the ground in deep sleep, he was not feeling anything. The Bible doesn't say anything about Adam saying, God, you are hurting me.
No. Just... no.
When they wake from the deep sleep, they will tell you that they didn't feel a thing. It is showing the power of God, and those who need headlined are happy to be past wind on.
I'm sorry. At least he isn't doing this.
No, I've never whizzed it over the kitchen.
No.
No, at least he isn't doing that. No, Damien, I'm sorry.
Just to end that item by just saying, last October, a woman claimed she fell asleep on a flight and woke to find herself being urinated on by a well-known pastor from North Carolina.
Well,
okay, next story. Go on. It's yes. We'll discuss after.
No, we will discuss after. Yeah, thank you. And I like it that you showed a real interest in this as well. So thank you. So the final one, we've all gone on Google. We've all tried to look at our house or find where we are or find out close. Well, the latest one is on Google Maps, and some eagle-eyed viewers or geeks, whatever you want to call them, spotted a man appearing to do a poo in a field. As you do. Yeah. So, a Google Maps user uploaded the odd scene from Rudendale in the Netherlands. One person joked, "If this isn't something to be proud of, I don't know what is."
What is that accent?
It's from the Netherlands.
Right, okay. Carry on.
The bizarre scene unfolded in the city of Rosendale in the Netherlands, and the Google user uploaded it to Reddit. In the images, someone appears to have pulled down their trousers as they prepare to do their business on a grassy area. The original uploader added the simple caption of this: "I found someone pooping in the grass." Reddit users were quick to mock the strange toilet decision, with one of them saying, "They're doing it wrong. That kind of grass ain't going to be great for the clean-up poo." What sort of grass would be, to be honest? So, anyway, another joked, "If this isn't something to be proud of, I don't know what is." Another curious Reddit user asked the coordinates of the strange scene to see if they could go and see the poo.
Carry on.
This is not the first time on Google Maps users have spotted someone appearing to do their business in public. Recently, someone uploaded a similar picture to Reddit of an individual appearing to have a poo in the middle of a street in Mexico. The original post said, "Random guy taking a dump in Mexico" on Google Street View. It had 5.5 million views. One person commented, "Imagine what's going through his head. Has he been doing this his entire life? While he's having a poo on his back legs in the middle of the street? What's next? Weeing down a drain pipe?" That was Damien's Bits.
I'm going to give you 1 out of 3 for your stories. Made up slightly better by that second story. In the fact that he just needs to be stopped. I'm sorry. Why would anybody think that someone passing wind on your face is going to get you closer to God?
Yeah, but I don't think you can. You know, maybe look.
But imagine if he followed through.
What do you mean?
Dear.
I mean, maybe that's just his thing. You know, some people, you know, look, those are the stories.
He's on me!
It's from the wacky world, you know what I mean? You don't expect Damien's Bits to come out with a story of, well, on the South Bank show this week, I saw a picture, you know,
it was a very funny story. I just think he needs to be stopped.
I mean, which one did we? The one about the child, obviously, only Darren and I found that one funny. Apparently, old Lord Farquhar, old Duncan, whoa, where's the story? How about you turn over? Watch another podcast.
No, don't tell him to turn over. We like Dunk. Just because he's criticising your bad choice of stories.
I'm not having it done.
If you'd have just had the one story in there, that would have been a perfect part to this show.
I like all of those stories. Well done this week on Damien's.
Thank you. Do you know what, Darren? Maybe me and you should just go off and do.
I reckon these three media need to pick up Damien's bits and have that as a standalone podcast.
Thank you, mate.
I reckon it's got
I
legs.
appreciate that. Yeah, and maybe we could have Ian as an in-visual producer.
Yeah, just sitting there acting like he's doing something.
I just want to say to Anthony, I think your comment was quite rude. Do you know what he said? Ian's good at filling holes. Clean edit. Right, let's. Should we do Retro Hall of Fame?
Yes, let's. Poor Martin. I think he's been watching this about the hour and thought, what the hell is this?
Oh, is he watching?
I believe so.
Oh,
Well, he was. He went about half an hour ago, I think. Thanks for tuning in, though, Mart. Thank you very much. Your interview is coming up, sweetie pie.
Yes, your retro is coming up. Thank you very much, Mart. Right, so, Darren, do you want to do the introduction?
Yes.
Okay.
I will do the introduction. I will do my DJ presenter bit.
Okay, let me change the background on the live stream.
I feel like I'm, the announcer on Saturday Night Takeaway. The guest
Ian, we've got to go. We've got to go.
Oh, can I just play the jingle and then we'll go?
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay,
Hang
right,
on.
Okay, right, here we go. Retro Hall of Fame time.
It's time to delve into the archive for the Retro Hall of Fame on the Three Men and a Microphone podcast.
I can't go that far because I've got to press the buttons.
I feel like we're max headroom with that.
Slight floor. Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Do you like it all around us at the moment?
it's
It's very
good.
max headroom. So it's there and it's there. There as well. That's really cool. Yeah. What do you mean you could see my side nipple? All right.
Side boob.
I need to do that again because I can't really edit that into the podcast if you're talking about the live feed. Anyway, should we start that again?
Yep.
It's time to delve into the archive for the Retro Hall of Fame on the Three Men and a Microphone podcast.
So this is the Retro Hall of Fame from the Three Men and a Microphone podcast. We're going to hand over to Darren because me and Damien need to go and get ready to do this Retro Hall of Fame. So Darren, take it away. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks very much. Thank you, chaps. This week's Retro Hall of Fame comes from Martin Blythe, who is on episode 3 of the interviews discussing his journey from teacher to zookeeper and toy seller along the way. The interview is out on Friday. All the information is in the show notes below. But for
25 years of radio professionalism right there.
Do one. I'm reading what you've sent me a script.
Do you want me to read it? Shall I read it for you?
You're not on hospital radio anymore.
You sent me a script.
Mark Blythe is on episode 3 of the interviews discussing his journey from teacher to zookeeper and toy seller along the way. The interview is out on Friday. All the information is in the show notes. But first, Mart has to pick his Retro Hall of Fame. And it's over to Ian and Damien for this week's Retro Hall of Fame. Not difficult, Darren. That's how you do it.
Well
Perfectly
done, mate.
read, thanks.
I always knew you were
What's
the best.
wrong with mine?
Thanks. You stumbled about 5 times and you went toy seller, storyteller.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Darren. That was exciting. Ian, we're here in different clothes and a different setting because this isn't live.
No,
Ian.
it's recorded, and I can tell you that I've just sat through an interview with Damien, Damien doing an interview as producer for the last hour and 50 minutes. The guest was fantastic. The interviewer, not quite so good.
I tell you what. Well, here we are. It's the part of the show that gets a lot of interest, and it's one of those ones where Ian, myself, and Darren either agree we completely disagree, or it's all harmonious, which never happens. So we've got a wonderful guest on, who is on our screen as well. I'd like to welcome Martin Blythe, who is CEO, Managing Director, owner of the Heart of England Wildlife Park that is coming soon to, hopefully, Redditch or surrounding area. Is that okay, Martin?
That's a great introduction. Thank you so much, Damien. It's great to be here.
Wonderful. Okay, so we've explained the rules to you about Retro Hall of Fame. Ian, what have been some of the items that have already gone in the Retro Hall of Fame?
You, Damien, can't remember. So we've had Joe Lycett, who had Celebrity Big Brother. We've had the Charleston from the 20s. We've had Big Tracks. We've had Teletext CFAX, which was my first one, which I was very proud of. We've also had, there was another one I'm missing, but we've had a lot, but not as many as haven't gone in. Thunderbirds, that was the other one. So yes, it is a select group of items and things that go into the Retro Hall of Fame.
Wonderful. So we hand over now to our special guest, Martin. Explain, without revealing it straight away, what is your item that potentially will go in either the Retro Hall of Fame or the Hole of Despair?
So I'm not quite as old as you, Damien. I know you won't.
All right.
Forgive me for saying that. But whenever I think of retro, I think of something that I really enjoyed at school. And anything that gives me the connotation of being young, being with my mates in the playground. And one of the things I almost decided to bring into the Retro Hall of Fame was Merlin football stickers. That idea of, ripping open a packet of stickers and, got that one, got that one, got that one.
Yeah.
That one, oh my God, so cool, and all your friends are jealous that you've got the hardest to find shiny and stuff like that. So on the theme of playground collectibles, my Retro Hall of Fame item is one of the slightly more unusual games you might have played during the break time or lunch time at school. We used to stack them high and then try and knock them down again. But they came in so many different sort of series. Football stickers were evidently football themed. Baseball cards are baseball themed. With this item, you didn't know whether you were going to have Bugs Bunny or David Beckham on the front of it. So, it's a really exciting product. And for me, it just screams retro.
And it would be, look at Ian's little face.
I'm not quite sure I'm not quite sure what this is or where it's going.
So the item I would like to put in the Retro Hall of Fame are Pogs and Slammers.
Pogs and Slammers.
Yeah,
am I too old for Pogs and Slammers?
I've got to be honest. When he sent me the, I had a heads up on this. He sent me Pogs and Slammers. I thought it was a film. I thought it was maybe a dodgy film that we shouldn't talk about, but Pogs and Slammers. What sort of year were these out, Martin?
So I probably was collecting these when I was aged 5 to 12. So that's got to be mid-90s. When I did Google them also earlier, it was like 90s classics, Pogs and Slammers.
Right, okay.
I remember, going to like collectible shops in Evesham, where I was living when I was much younger, and literally going to this shop called Magpie Collectibles, and you could get all your football.
I remember that place.
Do you remember it? Yeah.
I remember that. I used to get my Transformers from there. I did.
Absolutely. And literally, everybody was there for the Pogs, all the Crazy Bones, and they're all there for the Pogs. And we used to get so many different collections. I absolutely love them. And everyone on our street used to play them, trade them, collect them. Fantastic.
Absolutely. Do you know what? That has got retro all over it. So it's very interesting. It's going to be open to obviously myself, Ian and Darren, and also our listeners on live as well. I think this is only right now to firstly say thank you, Martin, for the Retro Hall of Fame. And it's decision time. Damien, it's back over to you.
And Ian, it's back over to me. And we are back. Yes. Mark.
Can I just say as well, sorry to interject there, Mart is coming up on Friday. with a interviews special. His story, Ian, who produces this, and I presented this one. It blew our mind. This is just a normal bloke who is a teacher who does amazing things as a teacher. Bought a house and then just decided to give it all up and go and open a wildlife park and buy animals. Phenomenal story, Ian. It's great, isn't it?
It's a fascinating story, and he's a fascinating person with an amazing idea. But I think we need to go back to the Retro Hall of Fame item. So it is Pogs. Now, as you will see when you were listening to that, I had no idea what Pogs were until I Googled them, and then it was like, yes, I know what they are. They were a craze back in the day. So they are basically little round pieces of plastic or card that you collect, and then you share them, and then you can play games with them and stuff. I'm going to give my answer now. And Mark, thank you so much for doing the interviews and doing the interview podcast for us and doing the Retro Hall of Fame. I really appreciate it. But for me, I'm really sorry, but it is going to be a massive not a chance that's going in the Retro Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Okay, so sorry. Let's just pull that back. So this is this is one of our guests, and not only did you're as bad and insincere as Darren there, but you made, you were grateful, you were thanking him, and then not only was it a no, it was absolutely no chance.
It is an absolute no chance. I'm really sorry.
Did you think it was awful?
I thought it was probably one of the worst Retro Hall of Fame items we've had.
Lines on you.
I'm really sorry. Yeah, I know. It's and as the discussion we were just having, I'm very angry. But yeah, it's a no for me. Darren, can I have your vote, please?
My best friend, Darren, in Australia, often says the Moody Ginger one.
Well, I'm not ginger, but I am moody. Anyway, Darren, carry on.
Sorry, Darren.
Right. Sorry. So basically, before I give my answer, if he'd have said, the Swapsy cards, like the football cards, the wrestling cards, the Swapsy cards that we used to have back in the day that I remember from school in the 1990s, that would have been a yes for me. But this is going to have to be a no because they look like another version of those that never really caught on. Am I right in thinking that's what they are?
Oh, no, they were massive. They were a massive.
How long ago are we talking now for this retro? Can I just ask you to?
10, 15 years, probably. I would say something like that. They're not around anymore, I don't believe. So
mine's a no.
It's a
Sorry,
no.
Martin.
Okay, Damien, as Martin is your friend and quite a good friend, as we'll learn when you listen to the interview. Can I have your vote, please?
This is difficult because we've had some really, really good Retro Hall of Fames lately. We've had, and dare I say it, but the Moody Ginger one, who came out with possibly one of the best ones, which was CFAX and Teletext. Also, we've had things like Shao Suits, and you've got to be good to get in that retro. I mean, it's a Hall of Fame, man. It's huge. There are some great things. It's a no from me, Mark. Sorry, it's not going in.
I apologise, Mark. Pogs are not going to be joining Celebrity Big Brother, Charleston, Big Tracks, Thunderbird, Teletext, CFAX, and Y-Fronts, which, that's the calibre we aim for. Unfortunately, Pogs are going to go into the big fat hole of despair, never, ever to be talked about again. And that was this week's Retro Hall of Fame. I apologise for that bad entry. But do go and listen to the Mark Blythe interview podcast. Episode number 3 is out on Friday. All the information you need is in the show notes. And you can listen. It's a really good interview with Damien and Mart. Very fascinating story. Very funny. Just really worth a listen. Right, that was this week's Retro Hall of Fame. Thank you. Yeah, that was. Sorry, Mart, if you are still watching. That was a bad one.
You'll set your lions on you.
I know, it's fine. It's got a really good idea. I would highly recommend you go and listen to that podcast when it's out next Friday if you're watching us live, because it is really, really good.
And that's one of the things about the interviews as well. Some of the people are famous and you'll know them. Some of the people that you don't know but have got genuinely interesting stories. And that's what the interviews is all about. Interesting, engaging stories. I was at work in the office and I listened to the first episode, and I'm really, really with Andrew Cashman, wasn't it? Michael Cashman, sorry, which you can still download and listen to now. And the second one, I've got to say, I tip my hat to Darren. I have seen a preview of it, and it looks absolutely fantastic, and that's coming up. But the next one that you'll be hearing is, of course, the one with Martin out on Friday.
So yes, coming up, just very quickly, I will say we have got the Bowl Builders tomorrow. We've got March the week after. The following after that, we've got Simon Dunn, which is another fascinating story about an athlete and his coming out as gay and being the first gay athlete in the sport and doing his rugby, all that. Really interesting story. We've also got Hemingway.
Dave Hemingway.
Dave Hemingway from the Beautiful South and the House Martins. We've got Steve Ritchie.
Steve Ritchie from X Factor from 2015.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've also got Steve Royal, who came second to John Courtney on Britain's Got Talent last summer.
And I did an interview with a musician from a group called the Far North, which will be coming out in a couple of weeks' time, which is very good as well. So, yeah, lots of good stuff coming up on the Interviews podcast. Right, I think we need to do the end of the show. Yes.
Show.
What? What was that?
To the end of the show.
End of the show.
End of the show. Yes.
Sorry, Anton Deck. Sorry.
Well, you know, the big.
Can I just say, actually?
Yes.
That show last week was the worst Anton Deck I've ever seen.
I've not watched it.
There was the most, even though she was quite fit, she was the most insincere woman who apparently they surprised, and she came out and literally she went, "Oh, hiya." Every little bit on that item was she knew what was going on. It dragged on for about 10 minutes. And the funniest thing is that there was rabbit poo in a pizza oven. If you go on to Google and you actually put in worst episode of Anton Deck, so many people are talking about it. It was rubbish.
Well, not every episode can be brilliant. We know that too well.
Do you know something? You've really got a frog face sometimes.
I'm just saying not every show we do can be brilliant.
Well, I'm just saying to you, you look like a little frog.
The Three Media. 3 Men and a Microphone podcast.
And that is it for this week's episode of 3 Men and a Microphone. Thank you so much for listening and for downloading. Don't forget, go and subscribe to the Interviews podcast. All the information is down below. And keep listening for more great podcasts coming very soon from These Three Media. If you want an item in the Retro Hall of Fame, head over to 3menandamicrophone.co.uk, fill out the form, and you could well be on the show live doing your Retro Hall of Fame if you think you can do better than Pogs. It wouldn't be hard. Darren, thank you.
Look, it's been an absolute pleasure. The roadmap is trundling on. There's nothing that Boris Johnson thinks is going to get in the way. The vaccine rollout is going absolutely fantastic. If you get your invite, go and have your vaccine because you're playing a part in the greater good and getting the UK back to normal.
Are you Damien?
So keep going on that road, and as every 5 weeks go by, everything will be back to normal and we can all meet up safely. Stick to the rules at the moment anyway, because I'm just taking the out of Damo.
Thank you. So yeah, nothing can get in the way of Boris Johnson unless it's an affair he had. Anyway, Damien, thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you. Right, that's good.
Can I just say, actually, just before we go? No, I just want to say genuinely.
Got 10 seconds.
Last week was one of our biggest episodes, so thank you to everyone that's been downloading. Keep doing it, keep subscribing, and it helps us be here every single week. Stay safe.
Thank you very much. So thank you so much for downloading this episode. We are back again next week. Don't forget, go and subscribe to the interviews. Mark's interview is on there on Friday. You can join us every Thursday evening from 8 o'clock for the live show. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and on YouTube. all the places you want to watch and listen to the Three Men and a Microphone podcast, you can do. Until next week, look after yourselves, stay safe. Thanks so much for listening, and goodbye for now. Damien's not heard that sound for a couple of years, have you, Damien? Anyway, right, that's it, done. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you so much to everyone watching. Go on, what?
12 days to go until my big operation. I've not mentioned this yet, have I?
What? 12 days to go until your operation?
Yeah.
You say that now? You don't think to put that in the big...
It's a personal operation.
Is it?
You're being circumcised?
No.
You having an increase or reduction?
It is a reduction of some sort, yes.
Oh, are you...
No.
So it's not the...
No.
You...
It's a rather large operation, and I've been waiting for it for a long, long time, and finally I've been given the green light.
Is it
what?
Is it going from that size to that size?
No.
Is it a...
No. Look at my eyebrows trimmed. Can't wait. Waxed.
Idiot. Thank you so much for watching. That's a good ending. Thank you so much for watching on the Facebook Live. We are back again next Thursday. We're then going to take a couple of weeks off. I've got stuff I need to do. I'm going to be away for a couple of weeks. So next week is our last live show for a couple of weeks, but the podcast isn't finishing. We will still be releasing episodes, so don't worry about that. So thank you so much for everyone that's been watching. Thank you to Anthony. Thank you to Dunk, who I'm just going to say, Dunk just said, I'm just going to read this very quickly. Do you say that often, Ian? Sorry for the bad entry. What is it tonight?
Dunk has come out with some really bizarre things.
I've got to say, I actually think Dunk's on fire tonight. I like it. He's interacting. He's like, and also I want to do a big shout out to Katie, who's in Australia. With a mansion and a pool and living in Sydney. Hello to Katie, who generally thinks this show is great, loves Darren.
Is she the one that calls me the Moody Ginger? Yeah, you've just got to get to know me, Katie. I'm a teddy bear, really.
Dunk, can I just ask what Dunk? Can you message me privately on what you mean by Darren looks better on here than on his Facebook page? What?
Oh.
Anyway,
do you know what? I'm sorry. Do you know what? You're one of them, aren't you?
Can we go now? Can we go?
I'm off. I can't watch it.
Thank you so much for watching the live show. We will be back again next week. Until then, look after yourselves and stay safe.
Why do I do this with him? Absolutely. I can't do you know what? Darren, me and you have a... Good night, everybody. See you soon. Why don't we have a chat afterwards? Because you're an absolute big... Ian, get ready. One of the biggest absolute...